Okay, so Counselor Corey here. I'm just going to briefly go over a virtual wellness check-in. As many of you already know, I am a school counselor, and during the time of pandemic, I am a virtual school counselor. And I wanted to share with you that one of the things I do with groups specifically, let's say it could be 3 or 4 or more people, or for classroom settings with like 15 and 20 students, I give these virtual check-ins to gauge how people are feeling in that moment, right? Sometimes we collect data to see how people are feeling at the end of the day or at the beginning of the day and then compare and see how people are feeling throughout the day. But when I'm doing classes or group lessons, I like to see how people are feeling in that moment because I use that information or that data to gauge how I'm going to run the lesson, right? So if we see that most people are like ready to work, then I can go at the normal pace or maybe even faster. Maybe I have some plans for some discussions that might be a little bit more elaborate, more critical, to get them thinking a little bit more. But if I see that most people are feeling sleepy and upset and maybe something happened or people are just feeling down, then I'm not going to push so much a lot of engagement. I'm not going to push so much some very serious critical thinking because that's not the time to do so. You're not really retaining information if you're not feeling well. And I'll also use this information if I see people feeling sad or upset. I might introduce some mindfulness techniques or some breathing techniques, and I might do it with the class even to help people relax and be more present in the moment to get the most out of the lesson I'm going to teach. I find this very valuable, and I think the students really like to see the responses of the class to kind of make themselves feel like they're not really alone. So all I do is just click send, and I share the link in the chat, like if I'm using Microsoft Teams or Zoom or uh, Google Meets. Just share the link, and everybody would see this. They would select one, and then I would get the data at the end. I'd give them about maybe 60 seconds to complete it, if that. And here I have like an example of 9 responses. I really just did this myself, so this is not real data from any class. But it is anonymous, so they're not putting their names in there. They're able to be completely honest. They don't have to hide anything. They're just really just putting how they're feeling. And you can see that it puts this graph out. And I share this with them as well. As I'm saying, I want them to see how the class is feeling so they don't feel as alone, or they can see that I'm paying attention to the data, right? I'm paying attention to how they're feeling, and I'm not just going about it as if it doesn't matter. And you can see that 33% in this case are ready to work, 33% are happy. So in this tier, we have most of the students in this case, are ready to go. But I'm also seeing that some are feel a little sad. In this case, it's just one. One is feeling silly, and one is sleepy. So I'm paying very close attention to sleepy and sad. I'm being mindful of that. And that might be enough for me to say, hey, we're going to do a breathing exercise. We're going to do deep breaths 3 times, and we're going to do it together. And they can be, of course, like I'm not telling them to do it. I'm encouraging them to try it. They can keep their cameras off. They can try it if they like, or they can just listen and enjoy the moment. And just like a little mini brain break, if nothing else. So this is what I use for most of my classroom lessons or small groups. And I found it really helpful as a virtual school counselor, but I think teachers, especially in a virtual setting, will find use in it. And also for any kind of groups or lessons. It's been very helpful to kind of encourage engagement and to actually see how your students are feeling in the moment instead of after the fact. So that's it. If you have any questions about that, let me know. If you found this helpful, please let me know in the chat. Or if you have any other suggestions for what I could do with this, or maybe other questions, well, other prompts that I could add that might be useful. I've seen a lot of different types of check-ins, some more elaborate than others. I like to keep it simple, but like to hear your feedback as well. So thanks for watching.